Everything's cramping up now. I'm almost done. It's a ridiculously long walk out. It really is very, very good. And that is why we hunt. So we'll just stop very quickly. There's a place just outside Bankery that we're hopefully going to see some salmon jump, so we're just going to go over. It's just on our way. As you can see, it's raining now, but it has been snowing, and it's the temperature has dropped massively in the last week. So we're going to be testing out a lot of winter kit on this trip. It's actually remarkably incredible to think that a salmon can actually get up there. But we might be lucky today and see one. But I've always had a fascination with salmon ever since being a little kid. I spent so many years and hours, especially during my summer months, fishing for them. And for the most part, I just enjoy watching them. Especially in the summer when you can see them in the shallow pools and the clear water. But at this time of year, they're on a mission. They've got one thing on their mind, and that's to get up the rivers to spawn. It's been a really hard couple of years for salmon, and they're really struggling in this country now, and it's so great to see them jump, even though we haven't actually seen any yet. We'll give it another few minutes. Made it as far as Bankery, but I've got one small problem in that I have no thick socks to wear, and it's cold. You can see it's snowing. In fact, it's been really cold this last week. They say it's going to get a bit warmer, but I don't want to take the chances. Cold feet is an absolute nightmare, especially if you're actually going to be outside all day. You're not going to be coming back to a nice warm house, which we're not. So there's an outdoor store here. We'll pop in there, quickly go and get some warm socks for the trip. I'm very upset about losing my pair of socks that I've only just bought. I'm gonna go look for them on the street as we drive past. What an idiot. I just found your socks. They're absolutely drenched. So we'll get them on dry. Well, at least I got 3 pairs of socks again to do, only one of which is dry. Stopped along a very busy road along the edge of Loch Ness. We know that we're not going to get to our camp in time to set up before darkness comes now. But we really wanted to stop by and have a look at this plaque on the side of the road. My brother has seen it before. all these people that drive past here, I bet you barely anybody stops to see points of historical significance which are really important to hold on to and make sure that you're aware. We might be going hunting, we've got a plan for where we're going, but it's about the journey as well, and the journey of discovery includes this, and it doesn't have to be in the middle of the nowhere, so it's right on the edge of a road. Let's go and have a look.
So this is what we came to see. I've been here before, and I told Byron we had to stop and see this, and basically it's a plaque, and it's about a World War II Wellington bomber that crashed here in 1940, and 36 years later someone came along with a sonar and found it on the bottom. The plaque, it's a bit weather beaten, and you used to be able to actually see the plane on the sonar readout here, but at the bottom you can see what it used to look like. It doesn't actually say on the plaque if anyone lost their life when it crashed, but it is interesting, and Loch Ness itself is an interesting place. I mean, it's got a monster in it, which everybody knows about, and on top of that, I was born in Loch Ness as well, not actually in the water, but I was born you know, right next to Loch Ness, and it's always nice to come back to it. And me and my brother and my dad, we used to have a boat here when we were younger. We used to go fishing on Loch Ness, so this place, it means a lot to me and my brother, and we're so fortunate that we're actually going to go hunting at the end of Loch Ness here on the hills that overlook this beautiful place. I mean, the body of water itself is massive. It's 23 miles long, it's over a mile across. I don't actually know how deep it is. I need to look that up, but it's very, very deep. And we're going to have a good week ahead of us. I'm excited about it. But we better get going because it's getting very dark and we need to set up camp still, so we'll get going.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Fortis Peak Performance.
Steve, just refresh my memory exactly where your boundaries are on the estate here.
Yeah, well, our boundary runs off the road here, and it comes up this burn here, and it basically hits the side of this track and comes up by Blairy Reservoir, and yeah, basically it comes right out to a dead end, past Loch Lyeth, right to Loch Stack, where there's a hydro dam there. If I was you, I would certainly be looking to camp further east on the top of the wood here, and stay quite low down, because with the west wind it will be easier to get a good wind, to get round the back of the Carnmore here, to get a good wind to stalk back into the ground.
Fitting in with your management plan, what are we looking for?
On the hinds, we're just looking for any old yelled hinds, any calves that are looking quite small, or any hinds that are just not carrying good condition. They certainly, I think they'll be up on the higher ground anyway.
Okay.
See how you come on. Hopefully the weather will be kind.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Steve.
No problem.
So Steve's kindly said that we can grab ourselves some pheasant and partridge for our dinner and lunch. So we haven't shot these ourselves, but someone else has done the work for us, and we're going to take them and eat them. And I'm rather excited because I'm pretty hungry.
The silent night goes by, up and down. The boats from Cove float by, silent shouts. Now direct a shot, nets gleam black. Ropes go screaming taut in darkness. The old man sleeps on stormy water. Sleepy, sleepy, the silent night goes by. Dogs are dreaming through the curlew sky. Across the darkness, a head on dips and slips. Breaks the morning, blue and early mist and darkness. The old man sleeps on stormy water.
Take my trousers off so I'd stop filming. It's okay. It's okay. you're not going to see a naked show because I'm actually double wrapped up here, and I've got a pair of long johns on underneath. So sexy. It's unbelievable. It's like a Calvin Klein advert.
Our plan waking up this morning was to relocate this camp, which we set in the darkness last night, further east so that we would be downwind for stalking up back over the estate. But in actual fact, the wind this morning isn't quite westerly, and if we do that, we're gonna end up winding a huge block that we really wanted to stalk over. So it turns out that where we initially set up camp, for now anyway, I mean, and this may change tomorrow, is going to be fine because we can actually stalk straight from here and out. So we're not going to change it. Darryl managed to get the fire alight this morning, which was rather good. It saved us messing around with the flint. We'll go out now and just start scouting the ground.
On this one, they literally just came over the top of the hill. That's really frustrating. I'd seen a head up there earlier, and that was why we were coming over to this peak, but they had moved over the back. Just curious. You can tell that these aren't animals that are hit hard all the time, because they would be off. They're more curious than anything else. It's much more of a natural kind of feel that it has. You ever walk into animals really far out in the bush, in the wilderness, that have never seen a man before? That's exactly what they do. They're curious to see what's going on, more than frightened.
I feel like wet feet are going to happen here. Try and find the narrowest part to cross.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Shanks, the Scottish Association for Country Sports, and Vaughan Equipment.
I think we managed to get across here. Had to go a long way up this burn. One thing you've got to be really careful about, especially up in the Highlands, is 1 minute this will be a few inches deep, the next minute it'll be a foot high. Fortunately, if that happens, it tends to come down pretty quick. But you've got to keep your eye on it. It might mean you're stuck in the hill for the night.
Smaller than the rest. That would be the kind of animal we want to take out. I need to drop back down here.
We'll be losing the light in about 30 minutes and it's going to come in fast. We know from last night. And it's just started to rain and it looks like it's going to start to get heavier as well. Big bank of clouds behind us. So I think the safe thing is to call it a day, rather frustrating.
See quite a few hinds. I think they're all hinds. There's 3 right up on the skyline, but it's far away on the distant ridge. And there's quite a big group lying down. They must be 600-700 metres away. There's 1 or 2 standing up. The wind is perfect. We've come right up the far boundary. I mean, the view from here is quite spectacular. The sun just coming through the mist, rolling in. I think we'll scout round the bottom end of here out of sight and just lie down with a bit of somewhere where we can get a bit of vantage and just watch and see what's going on, see where they're moving to, and see how we can work this ground to get round and get within range. We've got to try and identify the right animal first. At least we found them, that's half the battle. Set off, the wind was southwest, but there's a lot more south in it now. A lot more. It was basically cutting across this way. I think we'll still manage to get away with this, but it's not ideal. Because now we're cutting across the wind from where they are, as opposed to it blowing from them to us. I'll just have to keep a close eye on it as we're going. There, done a full circle round. They're either just below us or just slightly over to the one side. So the question is, do we go back around here to try and get down there, or try and take a cross valley shot from here? I think I want to make sure I know exactly where they are first. I'm going to crawl over to these stones here and spy across, locate them again, and make another plan, make sure we don't make any mistakes. We're well within range of them now, but I know that there was 2 hinds sitting slightly higher up. I just need to be sure that they're not going to see us. I can't see them at the moment, and I also can't see the calf. It's lying a bit lower down. The lead hind is sitting right at the top. But they don't know that we're here, and she's not looking in this direction. So we just have to be careful this last moments of the approach. Found the other 2 deer. They were standing before, but they're lying down a bit higher up. They're all lying down. So it's really just a case of getting in position and waiting. They're on their feet now. You need to come up here really slowly. Low down there, low. They've actually seen me now. Can you not get that back? No, I'm gonna shoot off this. It's eating, yeah? Yeah. Okay. I'm ready. You sure? Yeah. Ready?
This segment of the show is brought to you by Castrum, outdoor products.
We did it, Daz. Wow. I love it when a stalk goes to plan. I mean, we had to do a lot of strategic planning for that. There's a lot that could go wrong, and it just worked out. It's brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll just give it a minute, we'll sort all our kit out. We'll go over there and start to plan our extraction.
It's amazing. We've descended about 30 meters, maybe 20 meters, and it's so much more sheltered in here. It was blowing an absolute gale on the top, and that shows you why the deer were lying in this face here. They had a great view all the way down here and right across the top, and yet they weren't sitting in the elements. They're not stupid animals. They know exactly what they need to be doing. Try and get a good a bleed on this as possible. Since I'm going to be carrying it out, I'd like to try and avoid having blood dripping down my back. Something really useful to know, you're not near water. We've got there's a little loch in down there, but it's a little bit of a walk away. If you can find this stuff, sphagnum moss, it carries a lot of moisture and it's mildly antiseptic. Making the most of nature. Nature provides so much, most of it we don't even realise that it's there to tap into. This may not look very pretty, but this is the raw reality of food. And it doesn't matter whether we've taken something off the hill, something wild, or whether you're eating something that's farmed. The process is identical, and most people never even really think about it. To come out and do what we've done, where you're selecting the animal, you're stalking into the animal, you're killing the animal, you're preparing the animal, you're taking that animal back, you're completely in touch with every single part of putting that food in your mouth. And that's the one thing that makes hunting so connected to reality. Because there are so many people out there who never even really consider how they manage to put meat in their mouth. And as a hunter, you're 100% in control of that and in touch with it. It's raining, it's wet, it's cold. I think I got a bit of blood dripping down my back, but you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way. Would you have it any other way, Darryl?
No. Now I'm looking forward to eating.
I'm looking forward to eating what's on my back. Let's go.
So this is us just coming back to the camp now. The light's fading fast, and the weather has been absolutely dreadful. And
a lot better down here than it was on top of the hill.
It is, and we're losing the light fast now, and we're just approaching our camp where we're going to get the fire on, and we're going to have a meat feast.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Vortex, the force of optics.
Little bit of perseverance gets the fire going.
I was saying before that there was deer just over the hill, and they've come to have a look at our camp. Not sure how long they will hang around for though. I'll just zoom in. Hang on. There we are. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. They've come to check me and Byron out, and they weren't very impressed, so they've left. They've gone.
There's moments like that that make all of this even more worthwhile.
Absolutely.
I mean, how many people can say they have deer walking into their camp? And that's the balance of nature. I think we're going to treat ourselves tonight. We're going to take some backstrap out here, but it also means that I can seal up the fur quite easily to help protect it from the elements. Feeling hungry, Darryl?
Absolutely starving, and you can see the fire in the background ready to receive our meat.
What we failed to film when we were up on the hill was that I kept the heart and the liver, and that's sitting in a packet. So I'm feeling like backstrap, heart and liver kebabs.
There's something simply amazing about doing something simple like making a kebab stick. I mean, at the end of the day, it is just a stick that I've sharpened and I've stripped the bark off. But when you do it with a storm lantern, you've got a fire, and you're away to eat something that you've spent the entire day on the hill stalking, and you're going to cook it that night with tools that you've made, on the fire that you've made. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, it's the closest you can get to your ancient ancestors, I suppose. And we're lucky because not many people get to do this anymore.
What do you think, Darryl? 2 bits of backstrap, 2 bits of heart, 2 bits of liver?
Yep. Rack them up.
Rack them up. I think somebody's hungry.
I actually don't know where to start. I'm drooling and I've only just taken my first bite. Absolutely amazing. Maybe it's just because I haven't eaten for hours now, but this is amazing. I love it. Absolutely love it.
Fantastic. I can never decide whether food that you cook out at the camp tastes better because it is better, or whether it's because you're normally hungry when you're eating it. I think it's probably a combination of both, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm eating like a king.